While DEI programs are threatened on some campuses, they aren't in Joe Rossi's room, with Jalen Thompson predicting that the first, second, and third strings are all about the same quality. We know we've got a lot to look forward to this season. You're listening to Can't Read, Can't Write. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Can't Read, Can't Write, the podcast that proves Spartans can talk. I'm Mike Jones, joined as always by the guy who puts the chart in depth chart, Kevin Greck, and the guy who brings A-frames back, Alex Plum. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Bringing himself back, bringing the A-frames back.
Is there a chance we need to explain what an A-frame is?
I don't think so.
we do.
I think no. I'm pretty sure we don't. I think most of our listeners, being as woke, avowedly woke, I might add, as they are, they know that they're not called WBers anymore.
Is that the racist dancing frog from?
You know his name. Tell me what his name is. We've talked about his name before, Michael.
I don't know that I have.
It's Michigan J Frog. We've talked about this. That's really his name. You can look that up.
Also, quick aside, Plum, I'm using my Bev key right now. For the first time, I'm using the tab opener on it ever. Anyway.
You just cut your nails? Is that why?
It's actually it's a deeply recessed thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Right. I want to, because I know what our listener numbers look like, I want to explain for the vast majority of you that are not watching on YouTube. Plum is wearing a sleeveless tank top.
Yeah,
yes,
very good. That's
which
good.
is apparently called an A-frame.
White in color.
Yes, white
very
in color.
White. It is very white.
It does have a Gruff Sparty on it. And before we hit record, I called it a WB.
Yeah, you did. Very inappropriately, I might
Which
add.
I had to,
particularly because I have a husband.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost like he used one of his cards.
He might.
You're gonna say it. Just say it.
Pick a side.
Did you get a new microphone, Michael?
No, the same one I've always had.
It's just more in his face than usual.
That's good. Good, better discipline that way.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm actually had terrible allergies today, and so
and then I took you wanted to get right in there with the sniffles and the coughing. And
I didn't know that there's a nasal spray antihistamine. And yeah, so I was on Zyrtec and Flonase, and that was still not enough. And
not enough.
It was like you just take that histamine straight up the nose like a cane, and it worked wonders.
Yeah, I mean, you've already built yourself a tunnel straight through, so make use of it.
No, I haven't, Mother. That's not true. And if it was, Kevin was my supplier.
Yeah, he's right. He's more of like a on the gums kind of guy. He's like a little.
My God. My Lord and my God.
Well, we want to, of course, thank everyone for listening. And if we could ask a small favor, please share the pod with Spartans in your life. Rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get podcasts. And, of course, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Spartan_pod or on Blue Sky at SpartanPod. Gentlemen, we got a defensive preview to do this week. We, of course, did special teams last week. We've got some basketball hate
I miss special teams. Son of a bitch. It's the only fucking room I know.
I know.
And we don't even know who the kick returner is. It was really good stuff.
I'm going to go lay down. Just text me Teams me, actually, in about 30 minutes, and I'll come back.
Jonesy and I work in tech. We don't Teams. We Slack. We don't know what that is.
Don't know what that is.
And honestly, Plum, if you're using Teams for your org, shame on you.
And I'm happy to be shamed. I hate myself and most of what I do every day.
Do you really think the board's going to let him buy seats in Slack? Like,
literally,
no, that's not going to happen.
With what money, Michael? Mm-hmm. It's getting poor children health care, or this minutely better and wildly, maybe more inefficiently efficient comm system.
Under that logic, why haven't you just downloaded AIM office-wide?
Okay.
Because it no longer exists, Michael.
It's not supported anymore, Michael.
It's been deprecated.
Yeah.
The detritus of our youth. All right.
Detritus.
I hate you so much.
I don't. You won me back over with detritus.
All right. Should we start in on football, the sport that always leads?
Yeah, start in.
Mm-hmm. Do it.
All right. Well, let's start with the media coverage that happened. I guess it was 2 weeks ago. Admittedly, we'll probably have to circle back a little bit next week on this because Joe Rossi, I believe, is going to speak tomorrow after we record. So we might actually find something of substance. But there was about 6 minutes of media availability from two defensive players, Jalen Thompson and Malik Spencer. Greg, was there anything that stuck out to you?
Well, some of it was already used in the cold open by Plum, by the way. If it's a cancelable cold open, it was Plum that did it. But basically, a couple things kept coming up in the media availability of the guys on defense. One is that this is year 2 in the defensive scheme. In fact, Malik Spencer, who we'll come back to when we're ready to get into the secondary, but he said that this is his 4th year in the program. His first 3 years, 3 different defensive schemes. So they're just happy to be in the second year of anything. And then Jalen Thompson did a whole lot of like, everyone's really good. The rushers are really good. We feel better, blah, blah, blah. And then he said the thing from the cold open of like, on the line, the 1s, the 2s, and the 3s are all really strong. There's no drop off from 1 to 3.
Yeah, which, there needs to be.
And
there needs to be some drop off. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, if we were rolling in, Greg, I believe you made this point earlier. If we were rolling in sort of 5-star freshmen who just were not going to see seeing the field.
Fine.
Great quote. Love to hear that.
Yeah.
That's not our truth. And we should look in the mirror and recognize where we're at, and that you shouldn't be saying that the 1s are as good as the 3s and the 3s are as good as the 1s. It's just.
Well, here's what we know about that quote then.
Yeah.
We know that he's not getting any PR coaching, that the athletics department is doing absolutely nothing to prep these guys before they hit in front of a camera. And while there might be a concern on some ways, I'm glad on the other hand that they're able to just speak freely. Not as encouraged by the fact that he obviously doesn't have a fucking clue what's going on. Because if that's anywhere near true, we're fully fucked. But I do think, I'm going to choose to read it as a positive that we're not being censored. They're not given talking points. They're basically allowing these guys to go out there and just riff, and that's kind of what you got.
Or the talking points are the team, give everybody love, and that was
that was how he found his way.
That's what he did.
That, maybe.
All right, could be. Yep.
I mean, both these guys, both Malik and Jalen, said very little in their media availability. Jalen actually, his is worth talking about because he talks about some worth watching and listening to because he talks about some of the community work that he's doing. It's actually kind of nice and interesting. Other than that, not really worth.
He's doing some anti-gun violence work, I believe, in the community, which is great. So that, genuinely, don't love his 1s, 2s, and 3s comment, but he is doing great stuff otherwise. So I guess I'm not suggesting we go through the entirety of the roster on the defensive side, but let's.
Maybe we should, though, because most of our listeners do not know who's on the roster really at this point, or who's back, or who's not. Give us some just top line names, Jonesy. Some.
Well, let's break it down. I guess let's start on the line. So we've got 9 players returning. I think the ones that we people might remember, Raekwon Buckley is coming back. Darius Dunnigan coming back.
Ben
Roberts. Can we just a note on Quindarius Dunnigan? 7th year of college football. 7th fucking season. So cool.
This is the year. Lucky number 7.
God help us.
Big Worm, Ben Roberts, number 55. Folks will recall that he was an Oregon transfer, redshirt junior. Jalen Satchel is going to be a redshirt senior. Jalen Thompson, who we just spoke about.
That's
and
our
Alex Van
Old
Sumeren.
Dominion guy, right?
Yeah. So, look, I think if you're looking at names, weirdly, that you'd say maybe you have I don't want to say a ton of confidence in, but that some of the bigger names returning are going to be on the the defensive line, non-edge rushing. Of course, we also have incoming transfer Grady Kelly out of Florida State, who was did not start, but played reps at Florida State last year on a defensive line that was stacked and had transferred up from Colorado State. So TBD on what that fifth-year senior is able to accomplish, but worth calling out. And then in total, we lost Daquan Dowse, Maverick Hansen, and Ken Talley off of last year's team on the defensive line. I don't think anyone had major complaints about what was going on up the middle last year. It was more about could they get pressure on the quarterback. So,
and then that brings us to the ends. So we lose Chris Bogle and then a couple of other guys. And there are a couple dudes coming back. Stone Chaney, Dieger Gillison. So Dieger and Chaney are redshirt freshmen. So I think they played amongst the two of them like 4 total snaps.
God.
The more important thing in all of this are the incoming transfers. You got your Santiagos, you got your Isaac Smiths, you got your Cam Williams. He was in from Georgia State. Isaac Smith is a Texas Tech transfer. All these guys played basically full seasons last year at their respective universities. So, I mean, Santiago.
Don't forget Lafayette, who was a 4-star prospect coming out of high school who redshirted last year at Wisconsin.
That's a good point. Yep. So we haven't seen him in college, but Santiago in particular, coming in from Air Force, pretty fair number of tackles in 10 games. 38, I believe he had last season. So
yeah, led the team with 3.5 sacks.
Not bad.
And ranked number 12 in the transfer portal in terms for linebackers by 24/7. So
for linebackers or for
ranked the number 12 linebacker in the transfer portal by 24/7.
Oh.
So sometimes they do that with rush ends. Because he definitely did drop back with 3 pass breakups. So
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, he is on the smaller side. He's 6'4", so I guess that makes sense.
I think what's nerve-wracking is that it was bad last year, and there's a lot of kind of okay here. Like, I'll believe it if it's true, but I just am not quite buying yet.
Yeah.
If we're being honest, right? And would love to be wrong. So that brings us to linebackers, where I think we'll kind of cover a lot of names that are also familiar here. Plum, who are we losing on this one?
Oof. That's a question that I cannot answer.
Oh, I thought you were going to be so ready to say Cal Halliday.
I should have been.
It's finally
number
going.
27.
Yeah, Cal Halliday, Jordan Turner, and Aaron Alexander are all gone from last year's team. But there's a lot of names that you know. Folks will remember Samaj Bridgman, redshirt sophomore who transferred in out of Michigan. He only played a little bit for us last year, but was a highly rated prospect coming out of high school. Jordan Hall, that looks to probably cement. This is his time to cement a bit of a legacy as a Spartan linebacker. Wayne Matthews III, Brady Pretzlaff, and Marcelius Polium, who came out of Miami, and then of course Darius Snow. And then we have a transfer in Ice, I believe he goes by Ice Moa, who is a Utah BYU, or I'm sorry, it was a BYU transfer. 12 games, 1 start, 16 tackles, and a half a tackle for a loss.
The pride of North Ogden, Utah.
Who also, I believe, has a brother that we're in on, who's a top 100 prospect.
Yes, please.
I think this is maybe a linebackers matter a lot in Joe Rossi's system, and so if all this talk of year 2 is true, we should see it.
Yep.
But if it's a lot of bluster, that'll be pretty obvious pretty quick too.
Yep. So in the backfield then, you lose your Chuck Sprantleys, he gone. You lose your Angelos Grosses, your Eds Woodses, your Jalen Thompsons. Those are 4 recognizable names that are now no longer with the program. Jonesy.
You just said Jalen Thompson? Was there another Jalen Thompson that we lost? We picked one up and lost one?
Indeed. This one...
My Lord and my God.
There's always a Jalen Thompson. It's like like a sourdough, you know? There's just always a little bit of the last one in it.
That's it.
So other than Ade Willie, who do we have in the secondary?
Oh God. Okay. So a lot of
transfers. I didn't recognize a single name. They're all transfers.
So Justin Denson was a 4-star prospect who played 8 games for us and tallied 13 tackles last year. And you know, it's worth remembering that a lot of these guys got forced into service that should have not been playing. But you know, if you're calibrating around, he's a freshman. Justin Denson was a good talent for us in year 1. Andrew Brinson the 4th, another person who probably shouldn't have played, but ended up playing 5 games and got 1 tackle.
5 games. Is there anything significant about that number? 5 games.
Blown a red shirt. But it probably didn't have a choice.
Used to matter. It doesn't really matter anymore, and it certainly won't matter by the time he's a senior up there somewhere. So continue.
Jeremiah Hughes, folks will remember, was an LSU transfer who came here. Played 9 games last year, 4 tackles. Nakai Martinez, number 1 safety, will be a senior. Had a pretty decent year for us last year. 12 games, 12 starts, 51 tackles, 2.5 for a loss, 2 interceptions, and 2 pass breakups. Chance Rutger, which we all thought had a great freshman season, is a redshirt sophomore, played only 2 games last year with 1 start, missed 10 total games due to an injury.
Yeah, pretty gnarly injury.
Yeah.
Some of the feedback I've seen in Nakai Martinez is that he doesn't have quite the speed. SI, we had him on ranked high elite athleticism and instincts, low football IQ, low speed. So, you know,
are
very
they describing
objective.
Me, or are they describing
objective variables?
Tall, lanky, low IQ, in parentheses, especially football. Very low speed.
A couple other names: Malik Spencer and Amorion Smith. Spencer, of course, 9 we mentioned earlier, but 9 games, 9 starts, 44 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, 1 interception, 2 pass breakups last year, and a forced fumble. And Amorion Smith had played a decent amount in 2023, but folks will recall that lost his mother last year and is the primary caretaker to like 6 siblings or something like that. So played 7 games, 4 tackles. I think everyone appropriately calibrated their expectations
accordingly.
Him. Yeah.
Well, and Spencer, I mean, we lost him the last 3 games of the season due to injury. And so I think with them both returning, one mentally healthy, Spencer ostensibly physically healthy.
Yeah.
Please, God. Please.
And Nakai Martinez also had a good year last year and stayed healthy. Like, was the only person who did.
And so, I mean, in these ways, you can understand why the staying Jalen Thompson is saying that he feels good about the first, second, and third strings, because compared to last year, indeed, markedly, maybe markedly better. I mean, there could be some truth to the sort of inanity in what he said.
What's wild is, Greg, I believe you said that we lost 4 people. If I'm doing some quick math here, we have, between transfers and freshmen, 12 new people in the secondary, despite losing 4.
Well, listen, judging from the secondary last year, I would agree. Throw bodies at this problem, because
it's a real Russian army sort of solution.
Yes, and let's talk about some of those incoming guys, the transfers. You got your Quebecois Malcolm Bell out of UConn.
I hate you.
You got your Najee Burt. He's in from Eastern Illinois. Cromwell's from Texas Tech.
Let's just real quick. Najee Burt. I know it's Eastern Illinois, but 12 games, 12 starts, 64 tackles, 3 for a loss, 3 interceptions, 2 pass breakups.
Yeah,
and a forced fumble. That's I only bring it up because Jonathan Smith clearly got dudes out of the transfer portal that produced, even if it wasn't at the the level that is the Big Ten level, that's a pretty solid season for a dude, no matter the level.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
There are two names on this list that actually did come up. So Malik Spencer made the mistake of letting things get at least a little bit interesting. They got him to talk about a couple of guys in particular, and he brought up unprompted Josh Eaton, who's in from Texas State, and also has
that Big 12 Texas State.
Yes, I guess it is now. That's a Power 5 transfer right there.
We were poo-pooing that last time. That's a Power 5 transfer.
It all set up for this moment. But at Texas State in the Big 12, he also put together a pretty impressive stat line. And then Anthony Pinacy, the third, or Panache? Anthony Panache.
Yeah, maybe.
From Ann Arbor.
Yeah. From UTEP, I believe, I want to say.
San Antonio.
Oh, San Antonio, pardon me.
But
anyway.
Out of high school in Ann Arbor.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I think he went to, what's it called? Like a... JUCO. Went the JUCO route.
Yep.
So those are two guys that Malik Spencer chose to call out of the huge list of incoming bodies. So we haven't mentioned everyone. Maybe we should. Maybe Bowling Green guy, Tracy. He'll be the breakout star. Who knows? But a lot of new faces going to be in the secondary, which means look out.
Yeah.
Maybe it's good. Maybe we're in for another long season on long passes. Let's find out.
Delicious sadness.
Yeah. I don't think I quite realized that the 4 lost 12. That's you got +8 in the secondary. That's crazy.
Bring him in. I mean, Blue Adams is hard at work. We'll just say that.
Sure enough.
And it's just learning the names. I don't know about scheme and everything else.
Yeah.
Does Blue Adams do a lot on social media with like, I got my guys here at the house. Like,
maybe
we're having a barbecue.
He has his hat that he wears a lot of times.
That's true.
I know that.
That's true.
His little cabbie hat. Looks great. Well, that's your defense. It was bad last year. We're hoping that it's better this year. I think actually there were. I'm gonna just steal Sheehan's content because he had Big Stats Guy on. You should absolutely listen to the show. He had I believe it's Parker Fleming, Stats O War on Twitter on the show, and I think he was suggesting that Michigan State was actually like in the 50s as a defense on first and second down last year, which we would take a defense in the 50s.
Yeah, that doesn't reflect my experience with the defense last season.
It was terrible on third down. It was when you needed to just get to the quarterback, they couldn't. And so, and that tells the story of last year. But great listen. You should go check it out on Locked On Spartans. All right, what else we got here?
So for football, there are a couple other interesting things going on in the world. In terms of the actual physical facilities, we know that there is fundraising going on right now for the new stadium additions. They are kicking off by dropping the Central Services building. Gentlemen, raise your glasses. Right now, the Central Services building is being raised to the ground. Play taps. Do you have taps on your list of audio drops there?
Of audio, Michael, please.
I don't think they put taps at the ready.
Wow. For the Central Services building, nothing we can do.
And so we should all be ready to.
My understanding is that building is actually much nicer on the inside than the outside, but on the outside, it was truly awful. Other than the Student Services building, one of the worst buildings on campus. It's gone.
The university saying the Central Services building has reached end of useful life.
Yeah, it's a good.
I'll just say as they used to park the campus bus there, which was always kind of an LOL to me because what was that bus used for? It wasn't CATA. It wasn't any of the other buses, but we had like 2 white buses with like MSU insignia on them. They were like school buses.
They were just billboards, essentially.
Effectively.
They were a vestige for when a time when they drove. They literally took the bus to go to games.
They must be. I mean, they were old buses and they were just kind of lumbering around. And remember when you used to be able to walk by the gas station? Like that had to have been a very severe risk that no one gave a fuck about, because in the before times, no one understood risk management, I guess. I don't know.
Used to smoke there all the time.
Yeah, that's good. That says a lot, actually.
Josie would walk like 15 minutes just to smoke there.
Yes, I sought it out.
What I love is how
John L. Smith made me feel.
Maybe I'll just be able to end it all.
Yeah.
What I love is that the Starton Stadium itself, underneath the stairwell that goes up the side there to that side of the stadium,
to the upper deck, where the drunk guy lurks.
There's a garage. There's like a motor pool under there where they do car repair, which is hysterical to me. It's like, building or no building, this is kind of the area we keep the buses and we do the diddling on the cars. So, sorry.
Get it up on the lift.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, that area is also where I would go to get COVID tests occasionally. It's a weird time.
You'd walk into one of the old buses and, someone would be just
on the
swabbing
concourse, and someone would swab me in one of those like roll open doors. And I was like, I've never been in this room in Spartan Stadium before. And then I started bleeding out of my nose because it was a weird time. Does everyone remember COVID? We didn't really talk about it. But
that wasn't a doctor either. That was one of the mechanics, and you were in the wrong place.
You get swabbed in Spartan Stadium. This happened last week, actually.
Where did he swab you, by the way?
Yeah. Show us on the doll.
So, in all of this, I'm hearing, I don't think this has been announced, but I'm hearing that they might be using this space in the future between now when the services building is demolished and eventually when the new building goes up for some kind of outdoor recreational area that will be fenced in during and possibly before the game. It's unclear at this time.
Wait a second.
Think
like a prison yard?
Yes. Yes, like where everyone... Jelaine Maxwell is actually going to the lowest security.
That's good. That's great.
This is good. Stadium.
Timely.
Depending on how the season goes, it may actually be a prison sentence for her.
Frankly.
It might be worse. You might be like, send me back to the Supermax.
I want to go back.
I'm hearing food trucks and other recreational things may be happening.
Sponsored by Melting Moments, your go-to ice cream sandwich.
There's actually a thread on the Red Cedar message board about this, and a lot of people saying that this is a good idea. I have to imagine some of those people are plants, because it is actually an idea being bandied about by the university. So we'll see if it happens. We'll see how it goes. I don't think it's going to happen for this season, because it takes a minute to raise a building and then get that area ready for drunk people to be in. But
sure. Drunk people are so demanding.
Well, maybe it's like a jungle gym for the kids. They can just climb on the rubble of the services building. Anyway, we'll see. If not this season, then the next.
Well, wonderful. Let's chat a little hoops. Moneyball is coming to a close. Divine Ugochukwu just had a game-winning and won, I believe, to take his team to Moneyball semifinals.
So that's like the best kind of free throw shot, right, Plum? Game-winning.
Well, I've always said that's how you'll always win games.
This time, literally.
It did.
But we had another guest appearance.
Yeah. Are we gonna talk about those?
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a pod meeting before we decide to discuss this.
Good.
How mean are we willing to get here?
My parents always cited Bambi, where Thumper's mom said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But we've done this podcast for like 7 years, and so I clearly never learned.
Yeah, and last week we said a lot of not nice things about a guy, and I got really good feedback about that. So
about him being a terrible father?
Correct, among other things that were said.
Oh, God. Did I say something worse than that?
Well, we said we made an illusion. We said a lot.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll call him ex-Spartan, was at Moneyball this week.
Mm-hmm.
Jonesy, care to?
He's not a Spartan. He's dead to me.
I said ex-Spartan.
Well, that implies that I feel like you either you can't be an ex-Spartan. You're just not. You just cease.
You're just no longer a Spartan. But if you were here, Plum, Tre Holloman at Moneyball told the media, quote, "My heart's still here."
Yeah, but you're not, fucker.
Yeah, you're not.
That's a lie. That's a lie. Yep, that's a dirty fucking lie, and he can fuck all the way off. I hate shit like this. I mean,
is someone just pissed that his merch sales plummeted to absolute zero? And he's like, if I come back to Moneyball, do you think they'll buy another Tre Holloman stands up to a dude? Sure, please.
I think he's a sociopath. I'm going to put this out there. I think he might be a sociopath. I mean, I don't know for sure. I don't want to get, I want to be guilty of slander, but he may be. I think we have to wonder whether he could be a sociopath. This is somebody who is
It's not been proven that he's not, is what you're trying to say.
That's what I'm trying to say.
No one has said.
No one's not said he's not that. I just want, could he be a sociopath? Mm-hmm. Let's ask this hypothetical. Who would so vociferously defend a team and a teammate's honor and then be bestowed the ability to kiss and partake in this sort of ceremonial traditions of an elite university, and then without a fucking 5 minutes to go, just announces he's transferring, and then he's back in front of a fucking camera with a microphone. And my heart is now here.
It's Plum. It's worse than that. It sounds like he knew he was leaving while that was happening, and didn't give Izzo and the staff an opportunity to retain him.
Yep, sick. He's just, if true, deeply concerning and could highly be correlated with sociopathy. So, just saying.
I wonder if this happens with other programs, because it seems like all our dudes that transfer end up showing back up in one way or another.
But see, here's the thing: AJ coming back, everyone was ready for that to be done. Mm-hmm. We were all good, bro. happy you might want to come back and feel, but like you had 4 years.
It's a mutual parting situation.
Foster lawyer. Anytime he wants to come back, by all means.
No.
Nope. Foster lawyer got out of Dodge when we all knew it was not working, and it's fine. But here's the thing. Tre had more to give here, unlike those other people. And I don't know. I'm a little surprised that the reaction went well for him at Moneyball, because I don't know that I wouldn't have booed.
I think this is like how when Miles Bridges comes back to Breslin Center, I think maybe a lot of people just don't know. Maybe a large part of the fan base is still just unaware that he's transferred. It's like, guy from team. Good. Or maybe it's just Midwestern nice, Michael.
But I don't know, because a
coastal elite first jeer in that situation. Alex, but this is Midwestern nice.
Has as much of a Michigan accent as possible. He is a Michigander through and through, and there's not anyone who can spit venom and vitriol quite the way that he can. And I know he feels the exact same way as me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, like Alex would do fine in New York City. He'd be fine. So I'm not sure that it is a Midwest thing, and I think I am the way I am because of Michigan State. Like, my time there has made me into this kind of human being. So I think it's more likely that it's a bunch of casuals and kids in the stand, and that this is a free family thing. But I bet you if Tre Holloman showed up for Midnight Madness, it does not go well for him. Like, I don't know. Or maybe people wouldn't want to embarrass Tom. so they would cheer for him there. But like, I don't know. He can get fucked. Like, I truly have nothing nice to say about or to that guy.
Yeah.
I think the news just hasn't made it to Holt yet, is the thing. It'll trickle down eventually. But
I mean, yeah, I guess the nicest thing I can say is that I hope he has a fine season, I guess. Like, I don't care. And truly, like, he is kind of the thing that ruined this, like, was the cherry on top of ruining college sports. It was Tre. So he can get fucked.
Yep, I agree.
In the ESPN 30 for 30 on ruining college sports, Tre Holloman will be prominently featured. And like, Jonesy will be there just spitting venom.
I mean, talk about it. He's got a coach who's still like trying to, get his guys paid, but do it the right way. And Tre Holloman's like, deuces. Like, fuck off. No. God, it feels like Jason Strayhorn should have been his dad. Should we talk some hockey?
You're so happy with yourself for that one.
Yeah, he really is for that one. And he should be, because that was a great
Our 20
diatribe.
YouTube watchers are like, I can see his sly little grin that he's got, his little self-satisfied look.
No, because I'm actually trying to remember what it is that we might have said about Jason Strayhorn that was any worse than the fact that me calling him a bad parent.
To you, the worst thing that you can say about someone is that they're a bad parent.
Pretty freaking personal. Like that's pretty personal that you were a bad father. Anyway, we have a.
Should we stick on basketball as a general topic as we go off Grand River? But
I was just gonna make a quick plug on hockey real quick.
Yeah,
because we got to commit. 6'5" defenseman Sean Barnhill for this upcoming season. He's a third-round draft pick for the New York Rangers. Flipped from Northeastern to the Spartans for next year, and apparently this is because there's definitely a season-ending injury that has happened on the defensive line.
Someone, the hockey knower person on Twitter, is trying to figure out who that is. Publicly, whoever might know things about hockey,
college next pucks or whatever.
Yeah. So put it. I mean, I know we're losing someone is what this means, but
we're also gaining another NHL draft pick.
NHL draft pick on the roster. My word.
Yeah.
On the subject of basketball, though, keeping this, there is rumors going around in college football business Twitter /
the grossest space.
It feels a little like accelerationism. You know how there's like people that are trying to accelerate the fall of the United States overall? It seems like there's Twitter accounts that are just reveling in the fall of college sports and are also trying to just pour gasoline on that fire and drive it into the ground as fast as possible.
These people are. Yeah, I'm with you. They seem excited about this. And
it's because they know private equity is going to get their little grips in someone, and they probably stand to profit from that.
They didn't have friends. They weren't invited to games, I think, is really the issue here.
Yeah. But one of those accounts who does offer a lot of good factual stuff is posted something this week about how Kentucky is allocating its rev share resources. And allegedly they are choosing to allocate 45% of their rev share to the basketball team, which is, and Graham Couch pointed this out, technically something you can't even do in the Big Ten. The Big Ten requires a minimum investment in football that would preclude this from happening. The question is, one, Plum, what do you think about that? Because we see Kentucky football coming up and recruiting and that kind of stuff, but this is a university that's saying, they have Rupp Arena, it's massive, but like they're saying we are putting all of our money into basketball. What are your initial thoughts on that? Eschewing football for basketball? And then sub question, I think there's people out there that probably would make the argument that MSU should do the same thing. What do you think about that?
Well, It is intriguing to me, and I think again, context is incredibly important here. First, Kentucky is a blue blood, like Michigan State, like Duke, like UNC, like Kansas, others, I guess.
Would you say MSU's a basketball blue blood?
Yes, I did say that, right?
You just did.
Yes.
I wouldn't personally. I would say
you wouldn't call us a blue blood. What would you call us?
I would call us
blood?
like new blood, like not quite blue blood status.
Oh, I
but
see.
Like,
because we're not. Well, for our lifetimes, we have been. I think
it'd be like us, Nova. UConn is now properly in blue blood territory. They've won so many.
Oh, I see. Because
natties.
Of the natties,
we have Magic.
We did have Magic.
Sure, they have like 7 natties, but we have Magic. Continue.
We have Magic. Well, okay. I mean, I still think of us as a blue blood, but I guess maybe there is something contemporary about it. Kentucky very much is, though, to your point, in an indisputable way. And they're in the SEC, where they're not competitive in football. I mean, they're just not. Like, compared to the programs that exist in the SEC in football, that's not Kentucky at all. So, yes, they're probably going to continue to recruit. There'll be some revenue share. But I think this is Kentucky just being very clear-eyed about, a finite number of resources. They're never going to be able to compete against Alabama or Georgia or fucking Tennessee. I mean, on some level, in the way that these schools can. So fuck it. Why bother? We'll put forward a program. We'll put forward resources for it. We're going to finish fucking, who knows, 10th to 12th in the conference and aim at something like that. Try to get a bowl. But we know that our revenue is going to be driven ultimately by basketball. And we expect this. The other part about Kentucky is that they've got Louisville, another perennial kind of basketball favorite. And you've got strong polarized relationships in this state. Kentucky may just be a unique state in that I'm sure football is important to them, but I don't know who they root for in the NFL. And so what you have left is basketball. And they have 2 fucking amazing programs in their state. And with Kentucky belonging in an SEC where they're just not going to be competitive, I think this makes a tremendous amount of sense for them. I will not personally today argue for this, but I will reserve the right to for the MSU Spartans.
Yeah, so I think there are people, and I think they're wrong, but they would put forth the argument that we should do the same thing. They would say, didn't your program just struggle to finish 10th in the conference? Didn't your program just struggle and fail at getting a postseason bid, and haven't they the last 3 years?
Sure, but Kentucky's never been in the college football playoff.
That's a good point. Kentucky hasn't just recently beaten Pitt in the Peach Bowl.
When was the last time Kentucky won the SEC?
I couldn't tell you.
No, Kentucky couldn't tell you. Frankly, they may never have. So I think it's a difference. It's a meaningful and significant difference, and I think that's why the context matters. That's again why I reserve the right, and would only, by the way, make a wholehearted endorsement of this approach for our school, drunk and out of anger at a loss to any non-Big Ten team this season.
I also think it's worth remembering that
Kentucky won the SEC in 2006. I have no memory of this.
No one does. No one remembers that.
What it looks like, success in football now looks very different than what it did before. Mm-hmm. Because you could be a conference champion at one point in time and not have an opportunity to get a national championship. And now you can not be a conference champion and still have a chance to get a national championship. And so, thinking in the Big Ten as loaded as it now is now, and we thought we were going to have an easy schedule. We haven't talked about this, I don't think, on the podcast, but I believe we have either the 15th or 20th hardest schedule in the country this year. Mm-hmm. Like, we might have missed some of the big ones, but everyone on our schedule is legit good. Going 8-4 in the Big Ten is not necessarily terrible. Like, that can be a really good year. And if Petiti gets his way as it relates to how you might get into the college football playoff after that, that might be good enough. And so, that to me reeks of a pathway for Michigan State to start being more perennially in the conversation.
Yep.
Which is how you get to up leveling.
So, queso pause. I've been telling people for like 2 years that this year's schedule is easier than last year's schedule. Are we starting to believe that is no longer the case? Because I have backpedaling to do, if that is true.
I think we assumed that on paper it would be easier. I don't think we thought that Illinois, or do we play Illinois this year, or do we miss them this year? We certainly didn't see Indiana ever mattering. I don't know that we saw, if you just take USC and the clip they're recruiting at, that's a big one. Penn State is a national title favorite. So yippee, we missed Ohio State and in Oregon, I guess, this year, but like,
and you got to go to Bloomington for Indiana.
Yeah, in terms of strength of schedule, we're doing pretty okay as far as these things are concerned. So no shade for the 25 schedule.
Great.
Yeah. Before we chat about our next topic, we do want to remind you that if you'd like to discover the heart of Michigan, go to Mama's Mercantile and Eatery, literally situated sort of in the heart of the mitten, just to say that no man's land between Washtenaw County and Jackson County on
the
I-94.
Heart of the mitten, as it's known.
It's in Grass Lake off of Clear Lake Road. You'll find it as soon as you get off of the freeway. Whether you're dining in or ordering online, experience great food and drinks and atmosphere at Mama's. You can visit mamasmerc.com for menus, online ordering, and more. I think the big news, if you're a Spartan, since we've last chatted, is that Central Michigan University has been finally hit with their notice of allegations from the 2023 football season.
I don't know where to begin on this. This is
They could have done themselves so many favors.
McElwain resigned.
He's gone.
In disgrace at the end of the 24 season. Retired, resigned.
Yes. Resigned in disgrace. Yes. Cried.
Same fucking difference. Was pilloried. They beheaded him. His head is hanging on some post somewhere in Mount Pleasant.
From 127.
From 127. That's
on certain angles. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Right as you crest on the highway. And with that, the president of the university, I have to imagine a farmer. And I mean that as disrespectfully as I can.
From one ag school to another.
Yeah, this is big talk from a university that was featured in the AP this week for moving cows from one building to a new building.
Christ. On a bicycle.
Continue.
Anyway.
The cows have a new house here, by the way. Go ahead.
And I am pro-women. I do want to flaunt my feminist credentials.
That's always been clear, especially by your choice of garment right now. That's clear pro-women you are.
This is you throwing yourself under the bus at the Central Services Station. That stated, I do want to say that the president of Central Michigan University is not doing women any favors. Her ineptitude is glaring. And with McElwain should have come, as you say, the largest university falling on sword that anyone anywhere has ever seen. They could have put the whole fucking thing to rest and instead have not. There is so much shame to go around, but the burden of it has to fall ultimately on the NCAA, because there can be no more evidence of its own uselessness and futility as the fact that something as Netflix was able to put together a documentary. They were able to write the documentary, film the documentary, explore all the context, They probably have an original fucking score for the documentary. It was able to air, and it has been probably a year since that all happened. And now 2 years, almost 2 years to the day, we finally have the formal notice of it. This is as asinine as it is fucked. And so I hate the NCAA. The NCAA hates the NCAA. There can be no more feckless, cucked, any just useless entity than the NCAA. And if an institution could be beheaded and die in its own flatulence,
to be seen from 127.
From 127.
You're absolutely right. They're going to throw McElwain under the bus. They're going to be like, something new.
What's
new
program,
what's the
offensive coordinator that they had? First year offensive coordinator, Jake something or other, I believe, was buddies with. We're gonna keep going.
Technical difficulties.
I get hot and bothered and my lights start falling down.
Anyway, I don't know. It is worth noting that Connor Stallions did deny in his Netflix documentary that it was him on the sideline. But come on, man. Come on.
Can a Netflix documentary, can he perjure himself in Netflix? That's right. That's a principle of law, right?
That is not how perjury works. It ends up being that you need to be under oath in order to perjure.
Could a producer of Netflix have been duly sworn to have put him under oath? That's what they should have done. We should have gotten some officer of any court in some jurisdiction to come, put his ass under oath, and then they should have asked him the questions.
He can be impeached using what he said on...
Let's do that.
You could, or at least you could certainly attack his credibility.
If I remember correctly, didn't he not? It was very mealy mouthed the way that he approached the whole central thing. He was like, "Oh, who that guy? You think that guy's me?
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
I don't see it. I don't see it." Credit to him. Toe for a penis, but credit to him, and rooting for him and his success in the future. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't. Something tells me that no matter what happens with Michigan and the remainder of the coaching staff, that he will never be welcome to coach in college football ever again.
Fuck that. Central Michigan should never step foot on Michigan State's campus. We should have the largest... they should be taking a daily ad out in the LSJ for the next 10 years that says, "We're sorry, we fucked up. Our president's a farmer." I mean, that I don't know what else to say.
And Amy Folin should be their AD should be gone. She shouldn't be renewed because she could have apologized.
Maybe that's who I'm thinking of.
She could have called Alan Haller.
May not be a woman.
Yeah, no, she could have called Alan Haller at any point in time.
Any point, and said, "We fucked up. We didn't know. We fucked up."
Yeah, this
Jim
was one guy doing a thing. Like, we're really sorry. Because
that's what it was. That's what Central wasn't in cahoots with Michigan. No. This was Stallions had a guy on the inside who's like, "I'll throw you a pass, buddy. Yeah, on to be your big shit. Ha ha ha. LOL." McElwain didn't fucking know. Well, so, none of them knew.
Well, Graham's saying that the offensive coordinator, it was his first game. He came from Michigan.
Yeah, they were buddies.
Yeah, and so it was Connor Stallions was there to help him make play calls.
And all of it could be true. And so maybe that's what it was. But my point is like, and that's your point. Bitch should have fucking called Haller and just said, yeah, we fucked the dog. We fucked the dog. And you know what? Shame on her because they probably lied to her because they didn't fucking respect her. Shame on her. Shame on her. Poor leadership and inability to control her house. But shame on all of them because it's just obvious. When you've got this motherfucker out there on a Netflix documentary rubbing your face in it, rubbing your face in your own doo-doo caca. That's alone. You pick up the phone. You're like, this looks really bad.
Yeah.
Please don't hate us.
Well, and so I'm going to just steal Thomas Zambiasi's first question here as a segue in and out of this. But it's his question is Western the platonic ideal of a week 1 Friday night home opener opponent? And my answer would be yes. And more to the point, we should schedule them every fucking year just to grind the gears of Central, who would be pissed that we're writing a check over to Western instead of Central.
That's 100% right.
Yeah. Agree.
Fuck 'em.
Fucking bring Saginaw Valley's ass here. I mean, try to. What else is there any other schools in Mount Pleasant? Mount Pleasant Tech?
I know we can't do it anymore, but the Celebrate the State thing was one of my favorite things of the 2010s. And Eastern screwed up by not letting us go there. That was this. Oh, something like the money works a little bit better to offer ourselves up to go on the road. Shut up. Give people something to watch. Just come to your stadium to get excited.
No one else is coming.
That
to
was
Rynearson Stadium.
Rynearson.
Why do we know it's Rynearson Stadium? No one should know that.
Yeah, because we're so good at sports. That's why
we're
Your
knowledgeable.
football knowledge.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about my own team, and namely its defensive capabilities, but I can tell you Eastern Michigan's football stadium's name, Doo-Doo Caca. Rub my face in it.
But I would love to announce another one of those where it's just Central and Western, and maybe like a Northern or something like that.
Throw some things in with Ferris and like do the other sports too. Like make it a big thing. Right.
Yeah. With just a big void around Mount Pleasant not being involved in this thing.
Yep.
I would love that. Nothing would bring me more joy.
That's right.
The word on the street is that Izzo hated the University of Detroit for years before they recently made a coaching change. And like, I would love us to hold that grudge against Central for the rest of my
natural
living life.
Yes. Good.
It would be fantastic.
Very good.
And and just to be clear, in case there's anyone listening who might do reporting on this subject, this is not hyperbole. Like, we all genuinely feel this way, and to Plum's point, if they had just done the right thing,
the bare minimum,
like it is. I don't know how this happens. I also don't believe that it's a 1-to-1 because you don't get a dude with clothes and a disguise and all that.
It's like, a lot.
What did you like? Leave it in a trash can somewhere and he fished it out? Like, come on. But I'll buy into the idea that it was a small group of people.
But they got housed. Like, what was it? Like 55-7 or something like that. So like it didn't affect the game in any meaningful way.
But he clearly was wearing recording sunglasses at a night game. So
cool.
It's not about. It wasn't about the game. It was about what he was up to the whole broader season.
Yes, absolutely. I'm saying, but from their perspective, to apologize.
I understand. What you're saying.
It could have been very easy. It could have been.
We didn't find out about it until the week of the Michigan game,
where
this all came out.
That's right.
So they could have said, "Hey, news to us also. By the by, we're looking into it. If this is true, we're incredible. Like you could just own it. You could say we don't know. We're digging into it, but like if it is true, like like I don't know. Relationships matter, and particularly with the directional schools, that we have something to offer them.
Yeah, I used to like all of them. Mm-hmm. Now I only like a few of them except for one.
All right, let's get into the rest of the Twitter questions. First up is Mike Jones asking, when's the tailgate this year?
That's a Mike Jones to Mike Jones question.
And it's Youngstown State.
Well, is it going to be Plum? Is it going to be Maryland?
Could be Maryland. I don't know if I'm here.
I really so hate going from my neighborhood to your neighborhood to go watch a game. These are supposed to be
Plum missed last week,
you don't want to
so
do
he doesn't know.
Yeah, it's in Detroit.
Plum, I'm going to be in town for Thanksgiving. So the Ford Field game is it on Black Friday?
Could be.
Or is it on Saturday?
It's on Saturday, I believe.
Okay.
Because that's the weekend of the high school playoffs, and those all get a little bit messed up because of this, if I remember correctly. I don't know.
No, but it's on Saturday, November 29th. Yep.
So gonna be in town.
All right.
It may be that one. I've got an unfortunately fair amount of travel this fall, so I think it coming to Michigan for another date would be tough for
But
me.
Well, I have tickets to the Youngstown State game. Youngstown State.
Also, Jonesy, work travel makes this easy for you. You travel, you fly to Lansing.
Yes.
And it's because you can book it through your,
honestly,
whatever. You can go directly to Lansing. I pick you up, and then you rent a car and you drive it back to Pennsylvania.
That's good.
Or I could. Let's stay in touch on this. I might be able to.
Yeah, you've got to. I know that you're new to this whole travel for work thing, but you got to take advantage.
I'm just thinking of the Dublin trip. I think I get to leave on. I get to leave on Sunday for Dublin, but I could. I wonder if my layover could be super long.
Figure it out. Figure your stuff out. Next up from Tianon. I don't know who Tianon is.
It has asked a question before.
I love I love keeping Anon in this in the culture. How badly do we need to beat UConn in this exhibition to get back in the Champions Classic shit talk? I will acknowledge we used to be in actually pretty good standing in the Champions Classic, minus with Duke because that's a bugaboo of ours. But that is, I think, starting to wane a little bit. So yes, it would be nice to beat UConn, even though they're not in the Champions Classic, to be like, yeah, we're still one of these big brands, like Plum was talking about. New blood, blue blood.
Next up, show and tell.
Each of you brings the oldest piece of MSU memorabilia you own and discuss. Oh, I actually have something for this. One sec.
Oh, he goes off camera.
Oh,
this is.
Oh my god!
Must not be wearing underpants again.
Listeners,
that's such a problem with him.
Yeah, he's gotten better about tubening us since we've gone on YouTube, but
we have had to ask him to stop.
YouTubins.
While we wait for him, I don't think I have a lot of really old stuff. I have an Izzone T-shirt from the 04 Izzone. I have that shirt still.
I remember that shirt. I don't have that any longer. I wish I had saved. I will say that. I wish I would have saved many of my student shirts.
Yes. Didn't know to.
Yeah.
All right. I'm back. Is it me?
Foolish. Yeah. Go for it, you dumb idiot.
Okay. So these were inherited from the social media manager side of the family. We've got the 1960 MSU versus U of M.
I've seen this.
Program.
That's beautiful.
And we have the
Bunyan.
The 1966, which you'll recall was a pretty good year for us. MSU versus U of M. Programs.
Why is that not framed?
We are working on figuring out where they're going to go and what they're going to look like and all of that stuff. But they are well taken care of here. I had to go get them, and they're behind lock and key. They were purchased by U of M fans that went to this game, and I know that this one at least they lost. I don't know about 60. I should look that up really quick. But cool. There is a little bit of extra ooh, good. I'm glad that happened.
Yeah, that 66 one is very cool.
It's
pretty cool. They're both really cool.
They're beautiful, and they are the oldest and best paraphernalia that
Plum and I are not going to top that. So
no, we can't top anything.
Is that right? So my understanding. Continue. Next up from Tianon, bonus F, Marry, Kill. So this is a 2 week ago callback. The Fisher Building, the Guardian Building, or the Rensen. We'll send that to our Detroiter.
I'm looking up what the Guardian Building is. I think I know it.
That kind of tells you something.
Yeah, it does. Oh no, I was right. And this one is definitely a marry. I'm absolutely marrying the Guardian Building.
Wait, you had to look it up like it was your anniversary.
No, I knew.
Jason.
I knew. Yeah, I did know it. But I would say no. It's because it has all those beautiful mosaic reliefs in it. There's a lot of really beautiful buildings downtown that have really wonderful things in them. The Rensen's for sure getting killed because
that one's easy because the city literally wants to kill it too.
And I would probably
wants to kill the Rinson.
Fuck the Fisher building. And the reason is, the Fisher is awful in many respects. It's too big, and it has the offices within it are. You have no reception. Very not good. So I think for me, it's the Guardian. I think I'll stick with the Guardian as my long-time lava. Yes. Next up, Spartine 18770, Michael Jones. Why does MSU win 5 or less games this year? And then Kevin Gruch. Why does MSU win 7 or more games this year?
This feels like a Steven on Steven bit here. I can't. Injuries will be 5 or less.
Mm-hmm.
And we win 7 or more because it's year 2 of the defense, year 2 of the offense. The defensive line is able to start getting home, and Aiden Childs has some degree of protection and is able to mature. And we win 8. 8.
That's good.
8?
That's a
8.
That's a good. That's a good response.
8
I like
is
that.
good. 8 would have me over the moon.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to fast forward to the end of the season where there's 8 wins, and we'll see how over the moon you are. You're going to be like,
the moon.
Whoever.
I love when your mic cuts you out. I love that.
Oh, do I clip?
Yeah,
this thing's not
even
supposed
your
to
microphone
clip.
finds you grating. Next up, stupidest Shardy. D-line leaves a lot to be desired. Am I overreacting, or will the lack of a pass rush kill us against teams like USC and Nebraska? You've previewed teams more than we have. Does anyone have thoughts on USC or Nebraska? Or their ilk?
I don't even know what that means.
Listen, man, stupidest Shardy. We're the true stupidest Shardies of them all. We're just trying to get our heads around our one team. You think we're tracking what's happening other than recruiting with USC and anything at all with Nebraska? Truly, we're not.
They've got the Mahomes look-alike kid.
We've never claimed to be a podcast that knows about other teams. So,
a podcast.
The podcast.
Next up from Stupidest Shardy, I'll give this to you all because you're a little bit more local. Any road trips this year? I know that he says, I know you guys discussed making your way down to Ford Field, but curious if you'll visit any away stadiums, noting he'll be in Nebraska, which I'm jealous of. I would love to go to a game there. I hear they're very great fans to be around and very welcoming. I assume an incredible atmosphere. I might put that as number 1 on my list of
next to see
Big Ten stadiums that I would like to go to.
Mm-hmm. You just want the Runzas. That's what this is all about.
Yeah.
Runza.
When saying you want the Runzas makes it sound like you want to have the shits, which
will happen if you have too many Runzas.
That's nice.
There's a potential that I will be at the aforementioned USC game. Stay tuned.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Are we playing UCLA the following week?
Is this going to be like a basketball West Coast trip? No, we play UCLA in Spartan Stadium.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, why wouldn't you just stay at that point in time? Next up, Tigers fan 63. Would building a 90,000 square foot ballroom next to Spartan Stadium improve its appearance and usefulness? I think this is a very fair question in light of the conversation we had earlier about Central Services building coming down.
That's right.
And I assume, much like the gas stations being gone, that we'll probably lose the parking garage at some point, or the motorcade wells.
Yep.
So Plum, good. Is that a useful addition?
Yeah. We need a ballroom because there's nowhere to do balls.
It's a place that notoriously has unsuccessfully held events.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a real problem to hold events in that location, and so it needs an addition.
Yep. More balls.
Yeah.
More
Can
balls.
you imagine trying to hold an event at Spartan Stadium? I can't. Sounds awful.
Yeah.
Sounds awful.
Truly.
Yep.
There's no prestige or lore, or certainly not enough space in the many, many, many yards that it has available to offer.
Balls.
Next up, Tigers fan 63. D-line, not counting the linebackers and defensive backs, sack total of 6.5 this year. Do you take the over or the under? That's kind of a fun question.
Yeah,
because
I honestly get. Is this including the rush ends?
Yeah, I think he's just saying no DBs, no linebackers. So yes,
6.5 sacks. That's one Jonel St. Deke right there. You got to take the over. You got to take the over.
That's a mental health bet, though, that you're placing.
Yes, it is very much. I wouldn't put money on it, but I need this to be true.
Yeah, I think you need to give me some juice on this to let me know where I'm gonna land. But mental health, yeah, over.
And finally, this is kind of an interesting question from Tiger Fan 63. Would you give up the hoops tournament streak for a 9-3 football season?
No.
9-3 is not enough.
If 9-3 gets you in the playoffs, my answer is still no.
I think all of us are willing to put the hoops tournament streak on the line.
Mm-hmm.
I think none of us really value it all that much, but you got to give me more than 9-3. Yeah. I would take maybe like an 11-1, and with like a really good seed in the post tournament in the postseason. I don't know.
I don't know.
It could be fun to learn what the NIT is like, and then like, oh, we host a home game for the NIT. Oh, I think that happens. Does that happen? I have no idea. We don't have to know, so I don't know.
That's the other question. If Izzo wasn't here, I might be more inclined to give it up. Jason Fry asks, now that CMU has received their notice of allegations for the Connor Stallions sideline dumbfuckery, what is a better punishment for their program? Plum. A, make Connor Stallions the program's permanent head coach in perpetuity, or B, make Jarrett Horst the program's permanent left tackle in perpetuity.
You can't have him. Both. He's an Argonaut. You can't have him.
Also, this is making me realize we haven't heard from Pepe Plum in a long time.
Yeah, I hope everything's okay.
Is he still Pepe Plum? Because recall, he was Pepe Couch before he was Pepe Plum.
I believe it's true. Tyrone Couch before that.
Tyrone
Couch. I recall that. I do recall that. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think we've heard Pepe. If you're listening,
we miss you.
Low key wellness check. Let us know you're all right. But
Pepe into our DMs, Pepe.
But Plum, you're going with both.
I'm going with both.
And that's still not enough. Amy
still not enough.
Has to wear the mascot costume for also in perpetuity.
So good.
24/7.
Thomas,
like that
Thomas asks again the Western question, the platonic ideal week one. The platonic, not plutonic. I think we all agree to that. It's a great pairing.
Though, can I just plug really quick? I don't know that there's an opener that I remember more fondly than when we traveled to that high school stadium in Evanston and watched Kenneth Walker rip off a 75-yard run on a Friday.
It's true.
Like,
as weird as it was to have like a conference game as the home opener, to watch the first play of the season be a touchdown.
And also in it being Evanston mimics so many things of the charms of MAC schools. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying.
When I see Evanston, I just think of Mousetrap. Gotta
think of what?
The cheese. Next up from Mamopaleaf, is it really just about defending the pass rush? And if so, is it all up to the edge transfers and Santiago to create the pressure, or is it up to Darius Snow to ride out on a high and lead the defensive line to winning the games?
I like how no one has positioned Darius Snow in any role of leadership whatsoever while we've been talking about this program.
To be very clear, anywhere near the defensive line.
We're just thrilled if Darius Snow can contribute at this point. I love the end to winning the games.
Ride out on a high and edge.
Just
create the pressure. Ride out. Interesting, Mamopaleaf.
How many words is it in this run-on sentence? It's a like 40-word sentence, something like that. Next up from Mamopaleaf, It's the pass rush. Well, just to answer your question, it's the pass rush.
Good.
What question is easier for you to answer? Okay, so I guess you get to choose one of these. We'll send this to Jonesy. 1, which opponent will MSU defend most effectively with the nickel defense? Or 2, what image and who is on the nickel coin?
I think I know the answer to the nickel coin one.
It's Jefferson and Monticello.
Oh, you might be right. I know it was Jefferson. I thought it was like a shield.
You mean the off-brand penny?
Oh, you're right. That's what I'm thinking of, the off-brand penny. Well, I would have gotten the second question wrong.
But you would have answered it more confidently than the first either way.
Fully,
because
yes.
I also don't.
Fully.
I also don't understand. Monopoly. You squared the circle, I guess. You forced it in.
Who are we going to defend most effectively if we choose to run a nickel defense against Youngstown State? There's your answer.
Sure. And we will run a nickel defense because that's what everyone does now.
Yes.
There's almost always 5 DBs on the field. So
next up from Beth.
Alex Plum, get ready.
Beth!
There it is. Could each of you please weigh in? And you can only choose one for the upcoming year.
Oh.
A, 10 Spartan football wins. B, the Spartan basketball lost in the national championship game. This is the second time she's brought up a loss in the national championship game.
Why are you fucking with me?
What is wrong with
damn
you?
it.
You're in Hawaii, Beth. Like
Spartan hockey win the natty. Or 4, 1 million cash. Is this the same question as last time?
did we do this last time?
We
I thought I
did this
missed
last
her.
time. No, we did this last time because you were like,
Oh, no.
required
You guys-
here,
Oh,
Plum,
boy.
because you weren't here last week and it's Beth
yes,
Amaro.
you're right. We did
I
this.
get to-
$1 million cash. We agreed.
That's
to
not
it.
really what you said last week, but Plum, now is your chance to answer this for Beth.
Yes, I will take $1 million in cash as well. We have a lot of projects to do in this fucking house. Sorry.
So my follow-up question, because that's the obvious answer,
Sorry,
is
world.
what does your net worth need to be for you to start considering these other ones?
Oh my god! It has to be at least 5 million. I
put it at 10. I think
5 to 10. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Or like I'd be like, I'll take half and give the other half to NIL, maybe. Like,
Oh lord, if I had to.
And also, I'm never gonna choose. I would keep $1 million over MSU basketball losing the national championship game every single. That does nothing for me at this point.
No, it does
Losing
nothing.
Natty does nothing.
one does probably get you in the playoffs, though. One probably gets you in the
Yep.
playoffs.
And 3, I could see
No.
a potential future where I would give up money for
No,
a natty in hockey.
no.
The serotonin goes in my brain for hockey.
I promise you that will not heal you in the way that you think it will.
You want it to.
But if
Mr.
I've already
Neurotic
got
Pants.
10 mil or whatever, then I'm like already so dulled to everything because I'll have hunted the most dangerous game and done so many other things at that point. So continue, Mr. Neurotic Pants.
Number 1, why do they call it a restroom? Have you ever gone to the men's room at Spartan Stadium just to take a nap or lie down? Should I list in detail what I actually do in the restroom? I'll take the last one first. No. Plum, have you ever napped in Spartan Stadium's restrooms?
No, I have not. I would like you to list in detail what you have actually done, though, in those. Please.
I was going to
tell
say,
me.
if you're working an hourly gig, the restroom should be a restroom. Take that time.
Yeah, take
that company time. Let that clock wind.
Lordy.
Yeah, because no one can ask questions.
Brett.
No one
Right.
can ask.
Number 2 from Mr. Neurotic Pants. MSU has a few exciting pass rushers and a good receiver room. That's a little teaser for next week. Is it possible that the team goes 6-6, but is still an extremely enjoyable and exciting team and season? A team that's disproportionately exciting.
I think what was the year that D'Antonio went 6-6 and lost like every game
By a very small margin.
but like
Close margin.
3 points or something like that?
Number 2 Ohio State at home, and like we went for it on like 4th down and lost the
Right.
game.
I mean, look, we've lived that experience, and I don't know that any one of us would have called that extremely enjoyable.
Yeah,
But-
Mr. Erotic Pants, this is like an NFL thing. Like college football, we're not yet used to being able to enjoy anything less than like a 9-win season.
I think that's right.
Season.
Yeah.
That might be true, and that might be the future that we're heading toward, but it's not here yet. And I don't think anyone in the fan base is going to be like, it was a really promising 6-6. We look good for year 3 of Jonathan L. Smith.
I would say if we were under D'Antonio rules, like there's reason to believe like, hey, we might be turning a corner. Like we might be good, because that was 2012, right? That happened in 2012, and in 2013 they ripped off the Rose Bowl season. Probably should have been in the national championship or in the playoff that year. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But again, I wouldn't call it extremely enjoyable or exciting to be 6-6.
Yeah, and also when I said Jonathan L. Smith, that was intentional. Think about it. Next up from Mr. Erotic Pants, why don't I ever see my neighbors taking their groceries inside the house? Okay. You don't have to watch.
Yeah.
Be cool, man.
Be cool, man. Be cool.
Do you guys watch the neighbors take? I'm curious. Like, do you watch the neighbors take groceries inside the house?
I'll see it because we so many people park on the street here. It's like you just see it sometimes.
Okay.
But
next up from the Protect Jerk guy, to Jonesy, who lead the team in rushing touchdowns?
I don't know. We're gonna preview the offense next week in spoilers.
Stay tuned.
That is a place that we know very little. But I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna pick Tullis, who I believe is their most physical back, and so maybe get some run in the short yardage situation.
Oh, this is like a J.Q. Kulkrick situation. As he is on the headset, so too.
Yeah,
he gets to see the next generation.
So there's something telling me that like
20 generations.
Maybe you roll with your 4-star freshman running back. Like
it's worked in the past.
If the room is trash, and you're gonna
Who remembers L.J. Scott, who effectively played 1 year of football?
Yeah,
could we just say that was true now?
He had 1 good year, but yeah, next year you're gonna have Nick Marsh in year 3, presumably. Knock on wood. Aiden Childs, hopefully, also maturing, getting ready to leave. Why not get yourself primed with that 4-star running back that Alabama had committed to them for a while?
So you're saying go all in on next season. We'll cover this next week. Next question. We'll send this to
No, we're going to send it to you, Greg, because I know you have opinions about statues. Will we ever see statues of Duffy and D'Antonio?
My opinion of statues is that they're great. I love statues. Put people on pedestals as much as possible. It never backfires. Never goes wrong. And
you can always say it's Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. You can always fall back on that. The answer is no. They're in the Hall of Fame. That's what they get. And it's an honor to be in the Hall of Fame. And finally, from the Upper Deck Jerk guy, what basketball player will Plum constantly whine about underperforming this year? Call your shot, Plum.
It's going to be Jace Richardson, who is going to come back to the program in a desperate bid, who's in a desperate bid to redeem himself, and I'm never going to let him off the hook for what he's done to me.
All right, gentlemen, it's been real. On that note, detached from reality, go green.
Go white! Brrr.